very terrible. I asked him not whence he was, neither told me his name.
Right. So the angels, man, the angels are very terrible. And I'm gonna tell you something for brothers that's been in the camp. Yo, man, some angels approach the camp, and they still do. But we don't know who they are. Remember, we already went into the fact that spiritual power can make you change your measure and your stature, right? What is a man according to the scripture? How old you got to be a man in the scriptures? 12, right? Who's to say an angel don't come in the form of a 12-year-old? That'll throw us the fuck off. We wouldn't think that's an angel. He could walk by and be like, okay, and walk off. He could come in the form of a derelict, as most the angels have, to brothers. This brother has an account where we was over at the other spot over there, an angel came up, and he said, what'd he say? He said, Barakatah, what'd he say? And this brother heard it. He said, YAHAWASHI, Barakatah. He didn't hear us say it when he walked up. And the crazy part, when he was coming across the street, all the brothers looked at him on one. You know how when you see a chariot, you look up right at the chariot, you don't look nowhere else. You always look directly at the chariot. That's how we looked at the angel. He came across the street and brothers all looked at him. He came up and said, that's right, those are the missiles, that's right. He said, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, looked at the sign, went around the corner and poof, gone, man. Angel came up and gave our apostle the bar, remember? Yep. Gave him a piece of paper, and the scriptures that was on it was heavy. It was heavy scriptures, man. I forgot what scriptures there were. Two scriptures.
It wasn't no regular link.
It wasn't no regular,
it was Daniel's. No, it was two. One was in Daniel's. It says, seal up the book until the end. And then the other scripture was Revelations, where it said the line of the tribe of Judah was worthy to loose the seals. So he was basically showing you that the scriptures were sealed, and now they're not being sealed anymore. You know, and through the Spirit, if you can receive it, I believe with the same man who he told to seal the book, and it's the same man who said that YAHAWASHI was worthy to loose the books. Now you go look it up and you find out who that man is.
That scripture. This is Hebrews 13:1. Let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
It's the Spirit, because the brothers was looking for them. You know what? You can entertain angels unawares, man. So, in another word, while we preaching this truth, we gotta watch what the fuck you say too, man. And I say that for real, man. You gotta watch what the fuck you say. You don't want to be teaching lies, and the angels around us anyway, right now. But you don't want to. Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter, bro.
I say this too. That scripture's twofold, because remember the scriptures, not scriptures. Well, yeah, the scriptures.
Right.
But the men of the Lord. I'm gonna read this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 1 verse 39. Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Oseas, which is Hosea, Amos, and Micaias, Joel, Abdias, which is Obadiah, and Jonas, Nahum, Habakkuk, which is Habakkuk, Sophonias, which is Zephaniah, Aggeus, which is Haggai, Zachary, which is Zechariah, and Malachi, which is Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord. Because how you say angel again? Mala'ak, which is Malachi's name. You know, which the men of the Lord as well are angels. That's why the brother said you better watch what the fuck you say, because you don't know some of these men might be men of the Lord.
Right.
That's why Paul said what he said as well in the book of Hebrews, where he said, you know, be not forgetful to entertain strangers unaware. These strangers, these certain people, they might be men of the Lord.
Right.
You be so quick to curse them out, but they might be a man of the Lord. Then you gotta be held accountable for your words.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that one guy who gave the scriptures to the apostles, I don't know if you remember what his eyes looked like.
Yeah, hell yeah, I remember that.
They were like a grayish silver color.
Yeah, yep, I remember.
They always come down in the form of like a derelict, more so. Huh?
It's on YouTube, the video?
It is, but it'd be hard. It would probably be under the another account, Truth Sent, something that's still up, or probably on Daily Motion. But I don't think the camera got him.
Yeah.
But he got him. I think he got him. Giving a message to Apostle Lamar.
One chair like right there. See that one chair right there?
Yeah, that flew across. Yeah.
The whole world seen that one.
Hey, yeah, Philadelphia, from here, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, it kept going up the East Coast. They all saw that shit.
Yep. They showed it on online too.
And it showed, right, which the whole, like the Ox said, the whole world saw. Because you see it online, man. We used to all the time, brother, if you look on Shalak La Maf, you know, the channel, if you look on that page, we used to film chariots. At camp, brothers put the camera up and zoomed in on it. It was a wheel within a wheel, man. And it had all the chariots, they have a hole in it, in the bottom. And how do you know that? When you look at the NASA footage, the chariots fly by, they look the same exact way, man. With that little hole in it. We zoomed in and got a picture of that thing, man. You know?
Say what you say?
Where is that?
Where's what?
That video.
Shalak La Maf, the channel. It has, you look up chariots, something like that.
You can find the chariots.
Right,
you know,
right.
Just Google so-called UFOs.
Oh, if I may, look up lenticular clouds. Look up lenticular clouds. Esau's way of trying to explain every goddamn thing when he don't know nothing. Them clouds literally look different.
Well, it was a research.
Yeah.
Looks like that.
Yeah. The other chariot son. It's not over there. Yeah. Get your scripture out.
Baruch 3:24.
Other side, brother. Other side.
Go ahead, read it out.
Baruch 3:24. O Israel, how great is the house of Yahawah, and how large is the place of his possession. The great and has none end, high and unmeasurable. There were the giant famous from the beginning, that were of so great stature and so expert in war.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful, beautiful, brother. Cause we was big back then. We were not only men of renown, of a status, we were also men of a size too. We were big back then. We were a lot taller. Ain't no woman supposed to be over no goddamn man, man.
Yeah.
Ain't no woman supposed to be tall. You see some of these lurchers, man? No woman supposed to be, ain't no woman supposed to be taller and bigger than no man, man.
Yeah.
It looks out of order. Salakia.
Good, bro. You got it, bro.
Just like when we're going to get crowned by YAHAWASHI, are we going to be taller than him? Why? Because it's in the scriptures, right?
Yeah.
Ezra says one taller than all the rest. It'll look foolish if we taller than YAHAWASHI, because he's the ruler.
Yeah.
So no woman is supposed to be taller than us, man. That's another thing in the scriptures.
Yeah.
Shows you how far we've fallen, man. 6'5", 6'8", LeBron James height, that ain't shit, man. We're supposed to be taller than that. Not just tall, we're supposed to have that height fit our body, by the way. You notice cats that are that tall, they don't move as well. They move all stupid. How come somebody that size can't do backflips and shit like a regular short person? They supposed to. They did it in the ancient world, jumping over walls and stuff, being fast. Their height don't match their body.
It's spiritual.
Bones are brittle. Bones are way brittle in these times.
Look at Shaq. He can't do backflips and shit. Why? He should be. What makes his body different from another person?
Yo, to add on to what you said, it took him. It wasn't until he was 6'11" till he could dunk.
Oh my gosh.
Because because his weight too. Because of his weight.
But he was skinnier back then. But he's still weight.
He was still big. He was still a big dude.
He's still big.
You know? When he was like 6'11", like in high school. You know, it took him a while for him to dunk. I got something for you though. Let me see if I can
gotta
get
put
it
his
real
arms
quick.
up to dunk.
Now, yes. Remember George Marathon? 7'7". I think he was like Russian or whatever the case is. And okay. Give me 1 second.
Hey, brother got something to say, man.
Nah, one of them little so-called astronauts said that he seen 7-foot black men as aliens, so-called.
Yeah, that was a good point, man. That's why I said bring it out, brother. That's a good point. The astronauts, what are they, Russian? Were the astronauts Russian? Even they was Russian astronauts. They said they saw angels spread open with wings, and the wings was like a what was it, like a freight plane or something like that, a cargo plane. It was like Russian. You can Google it, like Russian astronauts.
I got something for you. This is because it's all spiritual. The king is supposed to be taller, and that's what when Israel asked for a king, the Most High gave him a king, and look what it said, which was Saul, right? It says this is 1 Samuel 10:23. It says and they ran and fetched him thence because Saul was hiding, you know, amongst the people. It says, and when he stood among the people, he was higher than any of the people from his shoulders and upward. So, you know, even back then, Saul, he had that look,
right.
You know, he had that look of what our king was supposed to look like,
right.
But his mind, his spirit wasn't right, you know. But then later on, you had David, which he was a younger man, you know, but he was a younger man. It doesn't say how big he was, but, you know, through speculation, he was a smaller guy.
A little bit. Because he was tall, because Saul was taller than all the rest. That's scripture. Now remember, what happened with Saul, didn't King David put on Saul's armor?
And then he took it off.
So in order to put that on, you gotta be someone.
He took it off.
Right.
You know, but I say this, and I remember we had this conversation before, I've given this brother some of my shirts and sweaters, a coat that I couldn't fit.
Right.
And I'm shorter than him.
Right.
You know?
That's why I said, like, because you got brothers, like, even though they're different heights, they still can kind of wear each other's clothes.
Right.
You know? Because you couldn't, that brother couldn't hand his shirts off to somebody who's a midget. It's still a little, you know, somewhat of a close range.
This brother got like 6 inches on me.
You know, like he couldn't give it to somebody like a Ludacris or a Kevin Hart. Because it'll be way, so it's still somewhat within a range. You know, somewhat, you know.
This is Revelations 21 verse 17.
Right, yep.
And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel.
See that? According to the measure of a man, that is of an angel, man. An angel is 144 cubits, man. Now, brother said a cubit was what? Didn't you? A foot?
About 2 feet.
About 2 feet? A foot and a half? Yeah. Now to make that easier, do 144 times 18. And then you'll get that feet. How tall, and keep in mind, in the ancient world, they were even taller, but we just going off the cubits now, man. If I'm not mistaken, it should be 216 feet.
You said times 18?
No. 100, no. Yeah, divided by 12, because a foot is 12 inches. That's what I missed. 216 feet. 216 feet, man. That's how big, that's why brothers used to talk about, that's that transformer height. That's that transform. The Esau knows the scriptures, man. That's how he makes the movies. That's how he makes these movies, man. He makes mockery of the angels and stuff like that. You got something, Mark? You got something?
Going into Yahawashi's height, you know. This is 2nd Esdras 2 verse 42. Yeah. I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and every one of their heads he set crowns, and he was more exalted, which I marvel at greatly.
Right. And he was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly, man. He was taller than all the rest, and he set crowns over those men's head. Who were those men? Men that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahawashi, man. That's right. YAHAWASHI, Yahawashi. That's right. That's who he set crowns on. That's what we want, man. That's how you know who we are, that we Israelites, man. The Israelites are doing, the elect right now, we're doing the work of the Lord, man, to lead towards that salvation, towards that crowning. The other nations, when they read the Bible, they don't put themselves in that case. That's another reason why we know that we're the Israelites, man. The other nations, when have you seen other nations on the highways and hedges? Like Paul, he went into the marketplaces daily, right? Prophesying the word. When have you seen any other nations go out like we go out and preach the word, man? And give the understanding, man? And for the Church of Bereans to search those things, whether they be so. These other heathen nations, they don't search the scriptures whether they be so. They go off their emotions. This is what I believe. Not the Bereans. They said, we gotta search this. We gotta search what he says. We're not gonna take it just what he says, we're gonna search it though. That's what the Lord wants us to do. He still wants us to search. Cause we're no mockingbirds out here, man. Study to show thyself approved, man.
Can you look at that scripture? Rejoicing in thyself alone? That's what it says. It's in Galatians. Rejoicing, you can put rejoicing alone.
It's in Galatians, I know that. No, we're not mockingbirds out here, man. We, you know, cause mockingbirds, being a mockingbird is somebody who lacks faith, man. Cause you just going out here for what you like. Or my homeboys is out here. Or something else is out here. You're not out here for your own salvation, man. You gotta know why. You gotta know why you in the truth, man. Brothers be up wee hours in the morning watching videos. That's something you can't prove. You can't prove you being up that late every time. You can't prove that to others. That's between you and YAHAWASHI. Brothers do that, man, because they fear. They want to watch videos, man. They want to put up videos, man. When brothers are praying to the Lord, you can't prove that. When a brother's saying it, you know, Lord willing, he's doing that. Brothers be on the phone, conversing with other brothers, going into the wonderful works of the Lord with exhortation. We can't prove that to all these scoffers out here, but we know we're doing it. That's faith, man. I bet you them other Israelite groups be on the phone talking bullshit. Bet you they don't talk about scriptures, man. Bet you they talk about dumb shit all day. Bet money on that. Cause if they talk about the real stuff, they'll be able to really go into the scriptures, which they don't do. They won't be so emotional. You found that scripture?
Yeah. This is Galatians 6 verse 4. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself only.
You hear that? That's the scriptures, man. Let every man what? Prove his own work, man. Rejoicing in himself alone. You want to know why? Because when our apostles teach us, when you find the teaching and see that it's true, when you see, like when the apostles made us do the Daniel the 11th breakdown. When we went through the breakdown and get it, when we went through and actually got it, man, it's like, whoa, man, we understand it now. We're not just saying, you know, it's because the brother said or that brother said. We actually searched the scriptures and we did the work, man. And that's what our apostles tell us to do. Yeah.
This is Galatians 6 verse 4. But let every man prove his own work. Then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another.
Right. And not in another.
Right.
Because when you find out you're an Israelite, it feels good when you do the work to see that you're an Israelite. Not because somebody else says it. It's because you found out and you realized through your searching of the scriptures, as the brother was saying, that you're an Israelite. So you rejoice and not in another, man.
Right.
That builds faith, man. That's faith.
Not scripture.
Come.
This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 5. Who did as Paul and who is Apollos but ministers, by whom he believed, even as the Lord gave to every man. I have planted Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase.
Once again, what? The scriptures is used in the what? An example of what? Agriculture, right? Water and planted what? The seed. But the Lord gives the increase. The Lord lets that seed grow into whatever beautiful plant the Lord wants, man. Because that increase is the increase in the knowledge and His truth. That's what that increase is.
Verse 7. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth the increase.
Right.
Now,
you got it.
Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
See that? His own reward according to his own labor. So you got to put in the work. This ain't no mockingbird thing. I'm gonna tell you something. You can't mock and put up multiple videos that we've been ordered out to do. You can't mock and do that. You gotta have faith to do that. You gotta have faith to do that. Because these other cats that don't have faith, they're not doing that.
You know what helps that? Coming out on the street.
Right.
When people come up and that's why, through the Spirit it's good to engage with people. Because you never know what type of questions they throw at you, what kind of darts they throw. So that's why it's good to come out on the streets, man. That's what we look forward to. When people come by, they think they know what they talking about. Some people may have knowledge of the scriptures, they may not have the understanding, so they draw certain questions, and when they draw the questions, it brings like the best out of you, so to speak. If you play ball, a good defense make a good shooter. The top players, you want to see top players in any sport against another top player, it brings the best out of you, man. But all those players, all those athletes, if you will, they worked on the off season. They practiced hard for that matchup. They put in the work. They labored for that.
And they went through those different scenarios.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Different defenses.
Yep. Study film, study tape.
Hey, brothers.
That's spiritual, Study tape.
I remember brothers used to question brothers. Remember, we used to do it all the time, bro.
Still do, huh?
We still, every now on the phone, we act as if we're the opposition. This brother here, man. Goddamn. I'm not saying goddamn this brother. I'm saying, the whole. This brother will. So what you mean by that? So you don't know about this? But he already knows the answer. That's this brother, man. He'll get under your skin. But guess what? It's good to get under your skin. Because especially if you're sincere, because you want to be better.
And you know what? It's providing another brother with more ammo too.
Right. Hell yeah. Floyd Mayweather says he's the best, and he's the best, right? A lot of those fights he took to see if he could get through that test.
Yeah.
He can fake all he wants to. A lot of those fights, he took fights so he can build up to fight them other people he's gonna fight. If I take this hard fight, that'll make me good enough for this hard fight.
Yes, graduation.
You can't, even though you're undefeated, he can't fake it. He gotta say, if I can beat this guy, I know I can beat this guy. He had to build himself up like that.
Setup fights. They call it setup fights.
Setup fights? Well, hey man, some of them people he fought, he could have lost. He could have lost.
He always gave credit to his opponent too.
Yeah, he could have lost.
Always gave his opponent. I give him credit. He's a good fighter. Zab Judah, when he fought Pacquiao, Zab Judah was his sparring partner.
Yeah.
Zab Judah ain't no slouch.
No.
Zab Judah got experience.
Right.
So he fought somebody that was his co-trainer, if you will.
No matter how many times he lost. Because like the brother said, he has experience.
Right.
Zab Judah is a goddamn southpaw.
Right.
That.
A quick one too.
He was, earlier parts of Zab Judah, he was like a left-handed Floyd.
Yeah.
In the earlier years, the nigga didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck. He was knocking cats the fuck out. In his earlier years, when Floyd worked with him so that he can build up for Pacquiao. See, he had to get somebody who was hard so he can build up for that.
Yep.
He's not gonna fight some bum-ass dude in training to fight Pacquiao, no matter how good he says he is. That's why he had to get somebody like a Judah.
But that goes like a Judah. That's why it goes back to what you were talking about earlier, because those other camps, you see the mind, you see their mind that they're in. That's why they not all that sharp with the scriptures. Right. The scriptures talk about you're supposed to eat and drink with just men. Right. The people that you bond with, the people that you around, y'all supposed to be, able to sharpen each other up, man. Right. You don't want to be around certain people that's, basically they got dull swords, man.
Yeah.
You want to be around brothers that, that's going to sharpen your sword, man.
No sword.
Right, or no sword. Oh yeah. All right, brother. But let me finish this real quick. The last scripture. You mentioned it. Verse. This is 1 Corinthians 3:9. Oh, it's still same chapter. For we are laborers together with the Most High. Ye are the Most High's husbandry, and ye are the Most High's building. That's why the scripture, we always try to keep in mind is what? Iron is sharpeneth iron, man. You got it? Go ahead, bro. That's the spirit.
That's Proverbs 27, verse 17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
Yeah, because what the scriptures say, right, a wise man scarcely smile, man. You know, so you increasing in the wisdom. The wisdom is the scriptures. So the more and more you sharpening the sword, you getting sharper in the scriptures. You know, the more and more you sharpen the scriptures, the more and more wisdom, more and more wiser you get. You know, so it sharpens your countenance, man. You know,
i.e. taking things more seriously.
That's right. That's right. That's the key.
Taking things, like the brother said, taking things more seriously.
That's the key.
If they took this word more seriously, then they'll be into it. You know, why are these men saying what they're saying? That's going to the scriptures, man.
Fucking Israelite parties, man.
Come.
What we know, goddamn Israelite parties. You know?
Yeah, take it, because you don't take the truth seriously if you with a bunch of group, you with a group of people who teach alternatively than what you teach. If they're teaching differently, how are they ever going to sharpen your sword, man?
Hence, Bubble Eyes, Nate, Johanna, them three characters, they always smiling, man.
Right.
Niggas always smiling, man.
Right.
You know what that means? You getting money.
Right.
You know, the scriptures say that. The scriptures say that in the Apocrypha. You know?
Certain metals are used to sharpen swords. Certain metals you need to sharpen them. All rocks can't sharpen swords. All rocks can't create fire.
Yeah,
It's got to be certain rocks that you use to rub together to create fire. You can't
your blade up.
Yeah.
You use the wrong rock to sharpen your blade will be all jagged.
Matter of fact, it'll get more dull when you do that.
I didn't know that.
Brother, if you sharpen your blade with the inappropriate rock or metal, it won't cut through shit. It won't even cut plastic. I've seen this. Working when you know brothers moving boxes, whatever the case may be, got them box cutter, brother. You know.
Yep.
When you I ain't want it to fall. When you cutting boxes, if that box cutter is weak, it ain't cutting nothing. It's not. It's a blade and everything. Hot. It's not even cutting cardboard.
I got it.
Come on,
This is Sirach chapter 13 verse 26. No. I'm gonna start at 24. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. The heart of a man changeth his countenance, whether it be good, and whether it be for good or evil. And a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance. The scriptures say what? Rather go into the house of mourning than in the house of mirth. Also, to verse 26 is the point. A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity. And the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind.
Meaning you're taking it more seriously. It's a task. It's a labor.
There you go.
It's a labor to search them scriptures.
That's right. And it said because you know, just like a hard day's of work or whatever the case is, when you come home, you're not ready to smile. No. You know, if your brothers that drink, you know, you might get a couple yayan, get you a strong drink or whatever. You know, why? Because that's what makes a man's heart merry. After hard days of work, ain't too much fucking smiling. You know, you gotta unwind wine. You know, we unwind with some wine if that's your choice, if that's your preference. You know, lay back. You know, it ain't too much smiling after a days of work. You know.
Hey, the wine is also the right doctrine, depending on the right doctrine. Because wine is the other philosophies. The wine that we talking about is the wine of the scriptures. You can unwind with this wine.
That's right.
Because the scriptures are a comforter. That's what we can unwind with, man. That's what comforts us, man.
That's right.
Just laying back it, you know, not piggybacking, you know, like the apostle said, just laying back it. Go ahead out.
This is Sirach 20.
Well, you know, brothers may have fun with other brothers, you know, but as you can see, what are we doing? We're still using the scriptures. Right. We're not talking about no other bullshit out here. And we take things passionately. We're passionate. We suffer for this, man.
It's still edifying.
It's still edifying.
Sometimes brothers, you know, laugh, crack jokes, whatever, but still the whole goal is to edify. You know, as long as that is the main goal and that's accomplished, right? You know, then you know, and you're not going off. In fact, you know, just on the flip side, just to bring it home 360, comedy, you know, goes into the word comida. Right. Comida means to what in Spanish? To eat. So a lot of times, that's why when people that tell jokes, they're funny, You know, a lot of times their jokes are what? It be something that you can relate to. It be some true stuff, so you chuckle and you laugh. You know, but some things are more serious than others. You know,
Yeah.
Food for thought.